Well, the Republican presidential candidates met for their last debate before the first in the nation Iowa caucus, but frontrunner Donald Trump refused to show, hosting his own event for veterans instead. Here to give us his insight on this debate is political analyst Dr. Bart Rossi. Good morning to you. Thanks for coming out
Nice
this
to be
morning
with you again, Sean.
and chat with you. Good to talk to you, too. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to jump right into this for a lot of folks that may have not have seen the debate last night on Fox News. A lot of people know now Donald Trump. He was absent from this debate. Good move or bad move?
Well, I think the political psychology of this was a good move for him, personally. I don't think it was good for the party, but I think he's projecting himself as very independent, authoritarian, a guy who's a boss, in control, and that is a really good pitch to his constituency. His folks in the Republican Party like that.
Do you think this could hurt? Because there are several ways to look at it. Look, what he did last night, he raised a lot of money for veterans. $5 million plus $1 million of his own, so $6 million in total. But there's also what you just touched on, the RNC as well. Could this hurt the RNC? What do you think they think?
I think it will, because the problem here is that Trump may have a train that's going to just keep rolling along here.
Yeah.
And the problem is that his personality, in my view, is going to have a very difficult time in a general election. He doesn't have the winning personality traits of being, he is comfortable in his own skin, we know that. But he has had problems being consistent. He has issues on discarding people. He has discarded immigrants and blacks and gays and everybody
Muslims,
who believes in climate change. And he doesn't come across as the best listener in the world, as per Reagan, for example.
Exactly. You bring up Reagan, because Reagan did a similar thing, too. Backed out of the debate right before the Iowa caucus.
But Reagan had a big personality.
Yeah.
He was called the great communicator for a reason. And Trump, I think, is a great marketer. He's very good at that.
Yeah.
But what about competency, and what about his projection of his personality? It actually does turn off a lot of people.
Let's jump right into this. Megyn Kelly went on to say, one of the moderators of the event, that talking about the elephant that's not in the room, Donald Trump. So he was absent, but there, of course, were the other 7 candidates there on stage. Let's talk a little bit about Rubio. He touched on immigration as well with Ted Cruz. Actually, Ted Cruz we should probably start with, because right now he's considered the closest to Trump.
I was a little surprised. I thought he had a tough night. I thought they attacked him. I thought they attacked him fairly well. And I thought his responses were a little scripted. At one point, as you noted, he even said, maybe I should walk off stage. Well, that's like, you know, being a little bit of a brat also.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said there. Rubio also said, he went on to say, because he's very smooth, right? Rubio is very smooth. And he goes on to say, I'm not leaving even no matter what you ask me. He's not walking off that stage.
He's very good in a debate. The problem I have with Rubio is, though, he doesn't seem to connect. Where's the traction? And what state is he going to win with his personality? At this point, he should have shown up and maybe been a winner someplace, you know, or looked like a winner.
Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, we see him there. What do you think of his performance?
Actually, I kind of liked his performance. I thought he looked better. I thought he was a little funny at times, and I thought if he had done this more often as more of a moderate, more sensible adult in the room, he would be better off.
Retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson at one point was neck and neck with Trump. Now it's crickets. But he had his chance last night. Some thought he fell flat. At the end, he quotes a preamble from the U.S. Constitution there. What did you think of him?
A little strange. I think at times he comes across quite well. He looks pretty good. But then he goes flat. It's just sometimes he just doesn't seem to connect or gain with voters. He makes some sense, but then he backs off again.
We got about 20 seconds left. One question for you. Who won last night?
I think Trump won twice. He won the debate, even though he wasn't there, because I thought the debate was kind of flat. Psychologists talk about, you know, a flat personality. I think the debate was kind of flat, actually.
Dr. Rossi says Trump won. Stay with us. We'll have more after the break.